Okay, here's a stat that will literally make your jaw drop. 60% of Americans couldn't cover a $1,000 emergency without borrowing or selling something. 60%. That means if their car breaks down or their kid breaks a tooth, they're basically one flat tire away from financial disaster. And the wild part? Most people don't even realize they're living like this until it hits them in the face. So, my goal for today's video is to completely break down 10 of the most shocking, mind-bending, wallet-crushing money stats that explain why people stay broke, and more importantly, how you can avoid becoming one of them. But here's the kicker. These aren't just random numbers. These are the shocking money stats that quietly keep the average person broke. And trust me, once you hear them, you'll start spotting them everywhere. In your friends, your coworkers, maybe even in yourself. So without wasting time, let's jump right into it. Stat number 1, the paycheck to paycheck prison. All right, now here's the sad reality. 78% of workers live paycheck to paycheck. That's right, almost 8 out of 10 people. And no, this isn't just minimum wage workers flipping burgers at McDonald's. This includes people making $60,000, $80,000, even $100,000 a year. The paycheck-to-paycheck lifestyle is like a financial treadmill. No matter how fast you run, you're not actually going anywhere. Imagine this. You finally get that raise you've been waiting for. You think, sweet, now I can breathe a little. But what happens? You upgrade the apartment, get the nicer car, maybe start eating out more. Before you know it, that raise is gone. Eaten alive by lifestyle creep. It's like pouring water into a bucket with a hole in the bottom. It doesn't matter how much you pour, it's still going to drain. All right, now you might be thinking, great, but how do we change it? Well, here's the escape route. You've got to break the cycle before it breaks you. That means when your income goes up, don't automatically let your expenses follow. Keep your lifestyle the same for 6 months, stash the difference, and watch how quickly the stress starts to fade. And seriously, if you thought that was bad, wait until you hear this next stat, because it proves that even when people do try to save money, they're doing it completely backwards. Stat number 2, the savings account scam. Okay, this one is the wake-up call I need everyone to pay attention to. Nearly 40% of Americans have less than $400 saved. $400. That's not even a new set of tires. That's not even a single ER visit. That's not even a slightly fancy iPhone payment plan. Not only that, but here's the crazy part. Many of these same people think they're saving money because they've got a few $100 in a savings account. But what they don't realize is that savings accounts are like a financial quicksand pit. The average interest rate is what, 0.4%? Meanwhile, inflation's chewing away at your money at 3, 4, sometimes 7% in recent years. Translation, your safe savings are slowly being robbed in broad daylight. It's like keeping your cash in a safe, but the safe has a giant hole in the back. You feel secure until you peek inside and realize the money's been slipping out all along. Okay, so now what? Well, listen, here's the smarter move. Yes, have an emergency fund and savings, but after that, put your money somewhere that actually beats inflation. I'm talking index funds. I'm talking simple investments that grow. Because if you're leaving your money to rot in a savings account, you're not saving, you're silently losing. And speaking of losing, the next stat is going to make your stomach drop because it shows just how much debt the average person is secretly drowning in. Stat number 3, the debt disaster. Brace yourself. I know for a fact I'm speaking to a few of you watching this right now. The average American household carries over $90,000 in debt. And that's not a typo. $90,000. And no, this isn't just student loans. It's credit cards, car loans, personal loans, mortgages. Basically, a buffet of financial chains that keep you locked down for decades. I mean, seriously, think about it. The average credit card balance alone is nearly $7,000. With today's interest rates, if you only make minimum payments, you'll be paying that thing off until your hair turns gray. And not the distinguished kind of gray, I'm talking stress gray. It's like trying to run a marathon with a backpack full of bricks. You might be moving forward, but the weight is crushing you the entire way. All right, now that I got that out of the way, so what's the solution? Here's what I want you to do. Attack high-interest debt like it just insulted your mom. Snowball it, avalanche it, whatever strategy keeps you consistent. Just don't let debt sit around and grow like mold in the basement, because once interest piles up, the bank isn't your friend, it's your landlord. And by the way, if you're a part of any one of the stats I've mentioned so far, when you finish watching this video, go back and watch our financial freedom playlist to finally break free from the average and middle class. As always, make sure to subscribe to the channel. But anyways, now if you think $90,000 of debt is shocking, wait until you hear what people are spending that debt on. Spoiler alert, it's not investments, it's not assets, and it's definitely not anything that will make them richer. Stat number 4. The car payment trap. Now this stat literally gets worse year after year after year, and quite frankly, it's pretty sad to see in my opinion. The average new car payment in the US is over $700 a month. Just let that sink in for a second. $700 every month just so you can drive around in something shiny that loses value the second you roll it off the lot. And that's not even the wildest part. Cars are the ultimate wealth killer, because they pretend to make you look rich while secretly making you broke. You're basically trading financial freedom for heated seats. And don't get me wrong, heated seats are nice, but so is not having to work until you're 75. Look, I need you to understand this clearly. A car is not an asset. It's a liability with a fresh paint job, and the banks know exactly how to market it. Low down payments, long-term loans, and you drive away thinking you're winning when really you just signed up for years of financial handcuffs. So here's the play that eliminates all of that. Drive less car than you can afford, buy used, buy smart, buy reliable, and don't get sucked into financing something that's basically just going to sit in traffic while you stress about how to pay for it. Because the less you owe on your car, the more you can put toward things that actually build wealth. Now, cars are bad enough, but the next stat, it proves that people aren't just sabotaging themselves with car payments. They're literally eating their financial future away. And I mean that literally. Stat number 5, eating your wealth away. Okay, listen closely, because I know someone is eating a Big Mac right now, watching this video, and only adding to this statistic. The average American household spends over $3,600 a year eating out. That's about $300 a month just on restaurants, fast food, DoorDash, and Uber Eats. And listen, I get it, nobody wants to cook after a long day of work. But here's the kicker, that $300 a month isn't just food, it's compounding regret. Let's do some quick math so I can shed some light on what you can actually be doing instead. $300 a month invested over 10 years at 7%, that's $52,000. Instead, people are trading future wealth for soggy fries and mystery delivery fees. And you want to know why this affects most people in the US right now? Well, put it this way. Eating out is the sneakiest wealth leak because it doesn't feel expensive in the moment. It's just a $15 lunch here, a $12 burrito there, but stack it up, and suddenly you've eaten away the down payment for a house. It's like financial death by 1,000 takeout containers. Now, don't get it twisted. Look, I'm not saying never eat out. All I'm saying is track it, limit it. And if you're broke, maybe meal prep instead of pretending Chipotle is a retirement plan. It's that simple, because the truth is, most people don't have a food problem. They have a spending problem disguised as a food problem. And if you thought food was bad, wait until you see how much people are blowing on subscriptions they don't even use. This one's gonna hurt. Stat number 6, the subscription black hole. Now here's the one you literally don't even realize you're doing right now. The average person spends over $200 a month on subscriptions. Netflix, Hulu, Disney+, Spotify, Amazon Prime, that random app you forgot you downloaded 2 years ago, it all adds up. And here's the scary part. Most people don't even know how much they're paying. There's a reason companies love subscription models. It's death by autopilot. You forget about it, the charge hits, and your money quietly disappears every month while you keep wondering why you're broke. It's like having a financial vampire sucking $10 here, $15 there, until suddenly you're hundreds of dollars lighter every month with nothing to show for it except a half-watched documentary you don't remember starting. You see, the fix is brutally simple. Do a subscription purge. Once every few months, comb through your bank account and cancel anything you're not using daily. If it doesn't spark joy or save you time, kill it. Because that $200 a month could be $200 going into investments instead of funding your third streaming service. But watch this. Subscriptions aren't even the worst leak. The next stat, it's about housing. And it proves that for a lot of people, their so-called biggest investment is actually their biggest trap. Stat number 7. The housing Hunger Games. Okay, this one's gonna sting a little because I've been here before. Nearly 40% of renters spend more than 35% of their income on housing. And if you're a homeowner, don't start feeling smug. The average mortgage now eats up over 30% of income, and that's before repairs, taxes, and the new roof you didn't see coming. And here's the problem. Financial experts always say your home is your biggest asset. But if your home is eating half your paycheck every month, it's not an asset. It's a hungry monster in the shape of a building. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, too many people stretch themselves thin just to own something they can barely afford, thinking it'll make them wealthy. But all it really makes them is house poor. You've got granite countertops, but no retirement savings. You've got a walk-in closet, but nothing left to walk in it with. So what's the smarter play? Follow the 25 to 30% rule. Your housing costs shouldn't exceed 30% of your take-home pay. If it does, you're not living in a dream home. You're living in a financial nightmare with drywall. But here's where it gets even scarier, because while people are overspending on houses, they're completely underestimating how much money they'll actually need to retire. Stat number 8 is a wake-up call. Stat number 8, the retirement mirage. All right, for my older folks out there, I need you to pay attention. The median retirement savings for people aged 55 to 64 is only $134,000. Now, I don't know who needs to hear this, but $134,000 is not retirement money. That's not sipping margaritas on the beach money. That's not even eating soup every night in a studio apartment money. Here's why. If you follow the 4% rule, which is the safe withdrawal rate, that $134,000 turns into about $5,000 a year. That's $416 a month. That's not retirement. That's a horror film where you're the main character. This mindset is just nonsense. People think Social Security will save them, but the average payout is only around $1,800 a month. Combine that with your $416 and congrats. You're now living off less than $2,300 a month. Meanwhile, inflation is laughing in your face. So how do you stop it? Here's the play. Start early, start small, but just start. Even $200 a month invested in your 20s can turn into over $500,000 by retirement. Waiting until your 40s? Now you're sprinting uphill with weights on your back. Retirement is won by those who treat it like a marathon, not a last-minute sprint. And if retirement sounds depressing, just wait until you hear the next stat, because this one proves that the middle class is quietly disappearing right under our noses. Stat number 9, the disappearing middle class. All right, let's go back in time for a minute. Did you know in 1970, the middle class made up 60% of households? Today, less than 50%, and shrinking. So what does that even mean? It means the gap between the rich and the poor isn't just widening, it's turning into a canyon. The middle is evaporating. People who thought they were comfortable are now drowning in debt, struggling with housing costs, and sliding backward. It's like playing a video game where the middle platform keeps disappearing, and you're left scrambling between barely getting by and ultra-rich, with nothing stable in between. And here's the scary part. The people falling out of the middle class usually don't realize it's happening until it's too late. They've got the car, the house, the gadgets, but they're one layoff or medical bill away from slipping into financial chaos. The lesson here? Don't aim to be middle class comfortable. Aim to build assets, cash flow, and multiple income streams, because the middle class is no longer a safe zone. It's a financial quicksand pit that looks solid until you're knee-deep in it. And that brings us to the final stat. And honestly, it might be the most shocking of them all, because this one shows just how many people are completely unprepared for the simplest, most obvious financial rule of all. Stat number 10, the financial literacy crisis. Seriously, I laugh at this stat almost every single day. 2/3 of Americans can't pass a basic financial literacy test. 2/3! I mean, we're talking about simple stuff like compound interest, credit scores, and inflation. The kind of knowledge that literally determines whether you'll spend your life building wealth or bleeding money. Here's the truth. Money isn't complicated. It's just that nobody teaches it. Schools would rather you memorize the Pythagorean theorem than learn how not to get wrecked by a credit card. Which is why so many people graduate knowing how to dissect a frog, but not how to do their taxes. And that lack of education is the root of every single stat we just talked about. Debt, paycheck to paycheck living, no savings, no retirement. It all connects back to one thing. People don't know the rules of the money game. And when you don't know the rules, you lose. Every time. The only way out is to teach yourself. Read books, watch videos like this, Follow people who break down money in plain English. Because once you understand how money works, you stop being the victim and start being the player. Put all of this together and you can see exactly why the average person stays broke. It's not bad luck. It's bad math, bad habits, and bad systems working together to keep you stuck. If this video hit you with a stat you didn't know, or maybe one that stung a little, comment the words "never broke again," so I know you're serious about breaking out of it. Because the truth is, most people will stay broke. But you don't have to. You can break free. And if you want to know the step-by-step moves to actually escape this trap, check out my next video, The Small Salary Trap, and how the wealthy escape it quietly. Because once you see the stats, the next step is learning the strategies. Just click the video on the screen, and we'll see you in the next one.